Sounds like we are full sound online.
Yay!
My friend over here is curious about the anime Thunderbolt fantasy.
All puppets.
Wait, the what?
It's called Thunderbolt Fantasy.
Thunderbolt Fantasy.
Thunderbolt Fantasy.
What kind of was that?
No idea.
It's a Japanese Taiwanese series, but they use puppets instead of animation.
That's kind of weird.
I
thought you were pretty unique.
So
I've never heard anything like that.
So it's basically their Sesame Street. Well, I mean that's just how it is.
At least Crunchyroll is free, even though the episode comes like 1 week later. At least it's free.
Well, see, I am not a second-class citizen. I pay for my Crunchyroll.
I beg your pardon.
I pay for $6 a month.
I just like to watch it when it comes out. I don't like to wait a week.
Too.
Well, because part of it is if you're on Twitter or if you're on Facebook or basically any social media, everyone's talking about the current episode. So if you just miss one, you're out of the loop.
Hey,
Yeah. Especially getting spoilers if you're just watching it.
Yeah.
Take it from me, a person who still hasn't finished all the summer animes yet.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It appears to me that I can't afford to watch new anime every single week or month.
No, yeah, I mean, I fully understand. I know not everyone can pay, and I think it's great that Crunchyroll and Funimation have their free content. I know Funimation takes a longer time to release their free content, but still, I like Fresh Out, but not everyone is in my boat, so I fully understand. Radiant is not actually bad. It feels like you're watching, what will you say? I guess one. It feels like you're watching One Piece in some ways from the beginning, like the American One Piece version, the very kiddish shonen kind of type of anime, but it's actually not that bad.
4Kids are back.
Yeah, basically 4Kids.
4Kids bad.
No, 4Kids.
The only thing 4Kids did right was Pokemon.
Oh,
I like the One Piece rap.
Oh my god.
I never watched any anime from Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh, so I've never seen the 4Kids dub of One Piece. I've seen clips, but I've never seen
clips. Yeah.
I remember seeing some of One Piece.
It's too long. I gave up.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't actually remember all the bad stuff that people now talk about. I mean, I was too young when it came out, so I didn't really care when I watched it.
When I found out that One Piece now has or at least back then had 800 something episodes, I was like, no. Wait, does a series that has over 800 episodes, is it really worth watching?
I watched one episode, found out there were 800. I'm like, okay, I'm done.
I am in episode 500, and give me 1 second, 562.
Stop New English dub.
You're dedicated, man.
Well, I'm also just watching the dub version.
The new dub, right?
Yeah, the new one from Funimation. So they release I think they release 20 episodes at a time, and then you have to wait a bunch of months before they release more. So
well, yeah, because translating actual Japanese to English is hard.
Yeah, but yeah, it is. So who made that question about Inception or Reception. What's it called?
Okay.
Conception.
Yeah.
Okay,
I saw the first episode. I was like, really?
So
Yeah.
you don't understand how mad I was when I saw the score to that on my anime list because I played the games. The games are awesome. And of course, as anime does in anime fashion, they managed to screw video game anime up.
Yep.
Okay. Is the game ecchi?
The first one.
The first one might be, but the second one is not that bad.
Is it what?
I think
Is the game AO? Adults only. Is the game rating AO?
That's for you, Cait.
I don't think so. I think it's at least the second one is rated teen. So I think the first one's also rated teen.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the first episode of this anime, and
For everyone, if it has that kind of conception of it.
It's actually not what you think it is. It's actually not.
Well, I mean, have you seen the first episode?
I have.
Cait?
I've seen the
Like I was about to see the first episode until people started talking about how terrible it was, and then I was like, I really want to ruin it for myself.
Well, it basically it's the ecchi anime of the season, essentially.
I advise you do not watch that. That is horrible.
According to people who I've read comments about on the
Borderline
they said they were way too focused on the fan service element, and that they didn't have enough time to explain like how the anime would do service for the original video game.
Yeah. I mean, I completely agree. I've never played the game, but anime in itself does that quite often. They get a good story, and just to sell it, they focus on the fan service aspect of it. And there's numerous of anime you can list off. But yeah, I watched the first episode, and honestly, it's one of the ones I dropped. If I watch it, it's just because I'm bored and I want to see something trashy. I mean, that's really the only reason I would watch this. But
I was on the fence originally when I saw the anime poster. I was like, seriously? That's the animation they're going to use for the show? Like, the video game was a million times better, and the original came on the PSP, like, when? In like, the 2010s, earlier than that?
Yeah, you said they screwed over
better graphics.
Anime, but what about Danganronpa? I thought that was really good.
Yeah, Danganronpa is good, but back to Conception, though, I want to clear something out. I've said it before. I'm not against ecchi anime because I do watch my share of ecchi anime, and sometimes they're good. They have a good story. But this one is
a weak story.
This one is not. I mean, there's nothing good to it. It's like I don't know if you've ever been like in one of those manga sites, and like you have the good manga, and then you have the webtoons, and the webtoons ecchi is just trash. That's basically what it is. And
don't get me the wrong idea. It's not like I care about you or anything. I had an itch up there. I just need something to stick up in there. Such a thunder, I shouldn't exist. This is too scary.
Yeah. Okay, so are you done with your list, Cait?
Oh no, I'm not. I am so not. I think I mentioned this in the last podcast, but I started on Double Decker.
Okay, I don't mean to interrupt you, but I had a question about Conception because I was a little bit confused when I watched the first episode. So the girl, she was joking about being pregnant, or she's pregnant with someone else's child, or what?
No, she's one of the.
I haven't looked at the first game in a while, but it's a very fantasy type thing. If you play the video games, you would completely understand a lot more than probably the anime would tell you.
All right.
Well, the thing is that she she was not because she's one of the 12 maidens that
Yeah, she's one of the maidens.
And that when she went into the world, she was purified. So whatever she was, what evil stuff she had in her stomach, it came out of her. So it caused symptoms of pregnancy. So when she went into the world, she purified. And
so she wasn't really pregnant. She just had the symptoms, and I guess what was it? A demon she had inside of her? What was that?
I think so. Because like I said, I remember how the concept of conception works, and based on what Knight Robert said, yeah, that sounds a lot right. And no offense, Robert. Even though you are right, 100%, how you said that sounded so wrong.
I was so cringing when I was saying it.
I mean, look, I said you were right about the whole concept of the show.
Yeah. But how I don't know a better way to explain it, but just blurt it out.
Exactly.
Just put it out there on the table.
I don't know. When I was watching this anime, it literally looked like all they did was have foreplay and then a child pops out.
I mean that's basically what it was. It was most of the episode was focused on the foreplay, and then this weird thing being part of. I don't know. I mean, he was trying to be part of the whole thing. The conception. It was just kind of weird.
That part was funny. I gotta admit, his parts are hilarious.
I'll give you my opinion on it when it's my turn. I don't know.
I still gotta finish my list before I got interrupted.
Yeah, I know.
It is an anime what?
Made out of a glove puppet.
What is going on over there?
Thunderbolt Fantasy is an anime made out of glove puppets.
Oh, they're still talking about the puppet thing.
No, my friend's watching the first episode right.
Ah.
Explain it for you guys.
Oh God.
I'm gonna explain the first episode for you guys. This is exactly how it goes. It opens up. With this cute puppet girl running through a forest. It's all dark and stuff.
What she does.
All these black hooded guys show up with swords, and there's one pretty anime boy with long hair that shows up, and he's like, "Hey, you better surrender now." And then out of nowhere, this other anime pretty boy with long hair shows up, and they start fighting. Swinging swords, throwing swords, shooting swords, all that stuff. As every anime fight ever. Then out of nowhere, this dude falls out of the sky, and he's like, "Nope, it's gonna be your last fight." And he's wearing this like skull mask thing, and he reveals he too is a pretty anime boy with long hair. And then they get into a fight. They all fight, and then like the girl's just standing there. And then the guy says, "No, sister, you must leave because I'm gonna die." And then she jumps off the cliff, and then he makes a big force field that blows up all the minions, and then he dies. Then it cuts to another pretty anime boy with long hair, and he's walking in the rain, and he steals an umbrella from this Buddha statue. And then this other pretty anime boy with long hair is just sitting on this tree smoking his vape, and he says,
"Yeah, of course he does."
I think they get it.
Is it?
That's only just like the first 2 minutes.
What's it called?
It's called Thunderbolt Fantasy.
Oh,
Thunderbolt
episode.
Fantasy.
How long is each episode?
It's like 20 minutes. 20.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Puppet thing? Come on. 20 minutes of a puppet
30
thing?
minutes.
Yeah, and apparently it's an anime.
Yeah, one more. I actually started reading the manga to this too because I don't know why. It sounds like it should not work, but it does for some strange reason. As Miss Beelzebub likes it.
That's cute.
which one?
As Miss Beelzebub.
Oh yes. I watched the first 2 episodes.
In the first episode,
I don't know why. It works so well. It sounds like it shouldn't. It sounds like Cells at Work, but with cutesy underworld stuff. But I love it.
It works better than Cells at Work.
But the first episode caught me. It was so good.
Yeah. It's a good love story.
Mullen is such a tsundere, but I love it. He's such a tsundere.
I guess.
Let's see. Next, I've only seen one episode of Boarding School Juliet, and I think it's kind of cute. Cute romance. Like if you like that Romeo and Juliet stuff. But
I think I'm getting sick and tired of every time anime adapts something, either A, Alice in Wonderland, or B, Romeo and Juliet.
yeah, I can see your point. I mean, it's not like I've seen better romantic comedies, but I've only seen one episode. Oh gosh, you guys are gonna hate me for this, but I actually am really enjoying My Sister, My Rider.
I am too. Arceus, I am with you. I'm with you.
What?
The reason why
I'm enjoying it.
Isn't that like correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that like Eromongo Sensei like reincarnate?
Yeah.
and if I'm being honest, I have not seen Eromanga Sensei, Kiss X Sis, or like any of the like incest animes. Like I haven't.
Here's one word: don't.
Yeah, but I just like how
This is not an anime; it's a hentai. But
Basically.
go on.
I read the synopsis and I thought it was just really funny just to see how this guy was literally going to be like pregnant with with 12 girls, and I thought it was going to be like a problem, like a harem problem. So I got intrigued by it and everything, especially since I knew that I played the first game and I was wondering how they were going to do it in an anime form, and I was confused. I don't know. I do. The one thing I do like is that I like how I watched the dub because I thought that raccoon thing was really annoying in the sub, and in the dub he's just like I don't know. I find him a lot funny. I find him a lot funnier in the dub. I don't know why, but
The dub is actually better than the sub version.
I guess I don't know. It was confusing. But one other thing I like about the series is that I really do like how, especially for example, the main character, before they did the little foreplay thing, he was caring about the girl's feelings, not jumping into it like a horny main character or a person who was just very dense and oblivious. He was like, your priorities are the first on. It's
not how you see.
I don't know. It just seemed really sweet in my opinion. He was caring about her feelings first before, they actually did it. I don't know. I liked it.
I mean, it's sweet, but I don't know. It was too focused on that scene.
Yeah.
The video games are better.
Just I had a little day with my ex-girlfriend, kind of yeah, but she got me into this anime called Oko Shiyasu Chitose-chan, and I'm going to be honest, it's like this penguin anime, and I'm going to do a video on it later in the future.
Oh, I've heard about that.
It's the most wholesome anime I've ever seen. It's so adorable. It's really adorable. If you just have 3 minutes of your time to watch Welcome Chitose-chan, it's really, really cute. You could watch it with anyone, and it's just so wholesome. It brings you a smile at the end of almost every episode. I like it a lot. I really do.
Maybe I should get into that because I thought that was like a kid's anime.
It's really cute. It's literally about Chitose-chan, a penguin who lives in Kyoto, and just normal things it does, and you just see it rolling over, trying to cuddle against a statue and have a personality. It's just really funny and cute. It's really
kind of like Polar Bear Cafe, but with penguins.
Yeah, but it's only the one penguin, I guess.
Yep.
And have you guys ever heard of an anime called A Lull in the Sea?
Oh my god!
I'm
starting
to love that anime a lot.
That
you know what I'm talking
anime
about?
is so wholesome.
It is.
It is my life. I think as of lately, I think the moe genre, for some odd reason, is either becoming a lot more original or they're getting better at the definition of moe. because
I
I
think
never
it's both.
thought of watching Moe until these past couple of years.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Mob Psycho 100 just aired on there. It just,
Oh, I love
Season
Mob
just
Psycho.
aired on
There's
Tuna.
gonna be a season 2 next season.
yeah, and then it took a. Yeah, Irvin, why do you like Sun and Moon? Like, I saw your video on that. Like, I thought it was good in the beginning, but I
Are we literally going to have this conversation right now?
Yeah, why not?
I don't.
Pokemon.
That's how horrible the animation was.
I actually did not mind the animation. I actually did enjoy the animation of this one.
You're a student.
Yeah, me too.
Let me finish
They added
my
more
my
fantasy
list.
to it, didn't they?
How does it feel, Irvin, to get interrupted?
Okay, but my interruption turned into Pokemon and other stuff.
Irvin, Sun and Moon.
So Sun and Moon.
Sun and Moon.
Let me answer the question about Sun and
We should
Moon.
give it a
I
chance.
love Pokemon. I really do, and it was like part of my childhood. But
I explained it in the video a little bit.
Yeah.
I stopped watching Pokemon for a while. So the one that I decided to go back to was Sun and Moon, and I did like the artwork because it did a lot of comedy relief through the artwork.
true.
So if you actually like notice the faces, just a lot of it is the artwork was well done.
I think the reason why they
I
did
stopped
as
watching
well
the English
was
dub.
because
I get done watching the sub.
wanted to expand the animation with Z moves and everything.
Yeah, I just the fact that they changed so much about it, I appreciate it because it seemed like the other seasons of the show, nothing really changed. I mean, it just felt like the same old. So for them to be bold enough to change it up, I appreciated that.
Except they made Ash a little bit more dumber.
They got knocked down.
No, they
They
made
made
it.
Ash a little bit dumber.
Like, they gave it a style that was not recognizable, and I don't like it.
I miss X and Y.
I miss the Sinnoh region.
Yeah,
That's what I
think that's
missed.
why.
That's my favorite generation. Sinnoh.
Well, but I also like that you get to know all the characters in Sun and Moon, and you're not walking around the entire time meeting a bunch of new faces that you never see again
You
in the
got to know
show.
characters from Sinnoh.
Yes, but it takes a while for you to get to know them.
What happened?
Where's
I like Sinnoh. It's my favorite generation. If you see my new intro, I replaced Charmander and like the original stars with Sinnoh region starters because that was my generation.
Like, I think the best seasons of Pokemon, like, ranked, are probably Sinnoh third. The first season, Kanto would be second, and then Johto would be first.
Black and White would
Yeah,
be
I
first.
like the animation of Johto.
Black and White is not first.
I know.
No, Black and White sucks. Black and White's the.
I hated Black and White.
Throw it away.
Black and White. Yeah.
You know, I actually love Black and White. No, I'm kidding.
No, it sucks.
Hey, Urban. Here's some of the reasons why I thought Black and White was okay. Like, I liked how there were so many tournaments. I hated how Ash like kind of had a restart, but I understand why they did that because no, it was like a reboot. You know, it was a reboot to the series. But I liked how they.
Is it really a reboot?
I don't
It's
know.
a continuation. It's a continuation.
No, it's definitely a continuation because
Yeah.
there has to be a point where Ash would recall like his older adventures, especially with Brock, Misty, May, Dawn, the works.
Exactly.
He does that in
I don't know
Sun
why they
and
call it a
Moon.
reboot. It's not a reboot.
And I remember a
A
theory.
reboot. They don't know the definition of a reboot.
True.
It's a continuation. That's what pisses me off.
No, the definition of a reboot was Pikachu, I Choose You, the movie. That was a reboot.
Yeah, that is a reboot.
Yeah, but I remember this theory about people saying how the Black and White Ash and the Alola Ash, it actually wasn't canon to the original. Because if you see Ash's character design from Kanto, Johto, the Advanced Generation, Sinnoh, and then X and Y, you see how it looks like he's matured, and like people say that there's a theory about how Sun and Moon and Black and White are kind of on its own timeline, but then it revealed that episode with Brock and Misty, and that kind of contradicts that theory because you remember.
I think the only reason why they mentioned that theory is because they want to pretend that Black and White and Sun and Moon did not exist.
No, I think the only reason they make that theory is to get views on YouTube.
Yeah, true. All right, continue, Irvin. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me finish my list. Oh gosh, I'm not even halfway.
I was not that salty.
Is that the best light novel isekai? By far is not. I read a lot of better isekai. I would say How Not to Summon a Demon Lord is a better light novel isekai than this one.
I thought you were gonna say that light novel that the main character is reincarnated into a hot spring.
Oh, Yuma something.
Wait, that's a thing?
That is indeed a thing. Look up like isekai like hot spring light novel and you'll find it. And there's also a light novel about a guy who like got killed by a vending machine and now he's turned into a vending machine.
I actually have that as a. I'm gonna read the vending machine one eventually. Actually.
Wait, you actually have the one about the vending machine?
I bought it. I actually have the vending machine one.
Why?
Because
why?
It's light novel. So there's a lot of light novels that are actually good. They have a weird concept, but
no. The one thing I
good.
will say is that I really want to read the Black Bullet light novel because I heard it was a lot better than the anime.
Yeah, well, the manga was the same as the anime, so I don't know. I've never read the
manga. The manga was actually different from the anime, and I was really angry about that.
Well, yeah, but I mean, like it being bad, it was the same.
Black Bullet wasn't bad, but it was rushed.
By the way, does anyone remember A Sister's All You Need? I kind of hated that show.
Don't ever talk about that series again.
What's up with silver hair girl?
That was actually not a bad series, but that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about my list. So,
I know.
Yeah, we're talking about
silver hair girl creeped me out so much.
Yeah, let's not talk about that series ever again.
Cait, you agree that the silver hair girl was pretty creepy?
She was literally that male pervert from almost every like shonen anime reincarnate.
Which makes it better, but I'm not gonna.
No, it makes it worse. No, especially the guy who actually creates like manga about like obsessing over his little sisters that are made up for a living.
That first scene when he's like, oh, and then he ate her panties or something.
Oh my god!
And then,
I wanted to die.
And then I realized it was a joke. Okay, haha.
Yeah, especially when like the aging guy's like, "What is this?" Slams it onto the table.
That was the only funny thing, honestly.
That was the only funny part of that episode.
The good news is, Nick Fire says, "Sister, All You Need" is going to get a 1-hour OVA. So, yeah.
No, they also said that the Hot Spring light novel is getting an anime adaptation.
Oh, cool.
Bob.
The only thing I'm thinking about is why? Why?
Actually, your first thought was what?
Yeah, yes, you read the comments. Thank you, Irvin.
I'm with Cait on this one. Like, why? Why would they make something like that?
It's like anime is running out of ideas.
Yeah.
Okay, let me finish my list. I'm almost done, guys. I'm almost done.
Let him do his thing.
I'm still watching School Phase, Bookseller, Honda Hassan. I'm watching Space Battleship.
Oh, that one! What kind of sun? That one is pretty awesome. I love that. I wasn't pretty sure because of the art style, But it was pretty funny. I really love that show.
You, Ash.
Urban, I think I heard School Days, but I might have misheard.
What?
I heard something days, so I speculated School Days.
No, School Face, Bookseller, Hana-san.
School Days is dead.
I'm also watching SSS.
I don't like the main character at all. He needs to die again 1,000 times.
Wait. SSS Gridman? You mean Smile, Sweet Sisters?
My favorite anime is Boku no Pico.
Not your favorite anime?
Hey, can that
Get out,
die, please.
Hey,
yes, get out.
that's my friend Dan. That's my friend.
Okay, tell the friend to get out.
Any anime meme needs to die. It needs to be Boku no Pico.
No, it's not.
Needs to die. Not Corey in your house.
Yo, friend, get out.
Yeah.
Why are you watching Uzumade?
Huh?
Yeah.
I'm watching Uzumade.
I checked out Uzumade, and I don't know. It seems so creepy.
No,
It's
funny.
Nito's review of it
Watch the
summed up
show.
that show perfectly. No, at least the first couple minutes of that like parody dub.
I want to say though, I don't know if you guys agree with me, but this season has been the least ecchi season of the year.
Actually, I do agree.
True. That is true.
I do agree with that, and I am absolutely stunned.
True.
I'm surprised. I'm actually surprised.
I know Forest of Piano is gonna have a season 2 in the winter.
Hey, you seem excited.
I love that show.
I still gotta watch it.
It's
Is it
so
on?
good.
Is that-
Yeah. So what was like the one anime that make you go, hey, anime is more than just Dragon Ball, One Piece, Pokemon. There's actually more anime out there that I could be watching. So what was that one anime that made you want to, go
It was Soul
to
Eater for me.
deeper? Soul Eater?
Yeah, Soul Eater got me into watching anime because I saw one episode on Toonami and I thought, hey, this looks pretty good. So I went onto a non-branded sites and watched the whole season. And
Non-branded sites?
Yeah, off-branded sites.
What does that mean?
I'm gonna say either.
I was watching anime illegally. Is what I'm saying.
I'm gonna
The
either.
off-branded site.
How about you? How about you, Arceus?
I'm gonna say either No Game, No Life, or And You Thought There Was Never a Girl Online.
I felt so sorry for you.
But I love those animes. I give them both a 10 out of 10.
I wouldn't give them 10 out of 10. I would give them maybe like a 7 or a 6.
I give
But
them.
they're good.
Yeah, I give it a 5.
I started when I started realizing that I started liking Fantasy World and the club animes. That's what kind of got me. I started watching club animes and game animes.
Okay.
I gotta
How
tell
about you, Cait?
2013, Robert was all into the ecchi, but now it doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah. How about you, Cait? Was it free?
I think Cait's is
No,
more
Was
fun.
No,
it
it
bland
wasn't.
ass?
no. It actually was 10th grade in high school
It was
when I first joined the anime club, and my first two go-to series
Izuka.
were actually Fairy Tail and Ouran High School Host Club.
Or in high school hall club? Yeah.
That's really
So-
popular. I haven't seen that.
Yeah,
It's
Ouran is like one of the best series to start off an anime with because it's like
I think it's too
so
old for me.
insane. It's so insane that it's funny.
yeah. That was the first one that I watched outside of Netflix and Hulu. But the one that actually got me back into or got me into watching more anime was I would say Soul Eater, but it's not. It's actually Vampire Knight is the one that got me into it.
Okay, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Urban, I
Vampire
feel
Knight was
no more
okay.
sorry for you than I do this.
Vampire Knight is
I
not that
think
bad.
I fell in love with it.
It's basically the Japanese version of Twilight.
Knight's a reverse harem.
No, it's not. Have you seen Vampire Night?
I haven't seen anything of it.
Vampire Night,
I never did
it
research.
wasn't for me.
And just
I spoiled myself of the manga, and it made me like, oh my god, really? Seriously?
That's the reason why I skipped all the fairy tale because everyone spoiled it for me. That's right. All my friends spoiled it for me.
Well, I remember watching Vampire Night, and then I did watch Soul Eater right after that, and Assassination Classroom, and then the first anime that I watched outside of the Hulu and Netflix was Oran High School Host Club, and then after that I watched High School DxD.
Wow.
That's what it is. I loved it.
Now we know where Irvin's true anger comes from.
That's hilarious.
I really do think we need to do a stream like in a couple of weeks about animes we hate.
Yeah, I mean, I
We
don't
can come
mind.
up with a whole giant list.
Yeah, I mean, I can name you a few ones that I hate. Forest of Piano.
Excuse me?
Violet Evergarden.
Excuse me?
The first season of Pokemon.
Fairy tale.
The worst of them all. Fairy Tale, One Piece, Bleach.
Dragon Ball Z.
High School Host Club.